Now in Nightside, a teenager appears in court after being charged with killing a father of two, what police say led to the shooting.
It is going to be a cold start to Friday, but things are warming up for the weekend. I'll let you know what to expect in the first alert forecast.
And it's opening day for the Seattle Mariners as they took on the Cleveland Guardians. We'll have the highlights from T-Mobile Park. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. A 16-year-old suspect accused of shooting and killing a man on Sunday morning went before a judge for the first time today. Thanks for staying up with us tonight. I'm Derek Dice. According to the victim's family, 44-year-old Dylan Bundy Gray was shot and killed for defending a young woman who was being harassed. Court documents say it all began when that young woman was walking on East Wellesley Sunday morning and 2 teenage boys were behind her. One of the teens whistled at her, and soon after, Bundy Gray yelled at those young men from his porch. According to court documents, Bundy Gray confronted the teens, which led to a fight. During the struggle, he was shot multiple times. In court, a victim's advocate read Bundy Gray's brother's statement before the judge.
His loss has devastated our family, and his children are now growing up without their father. The circumstances of this case make this loss even more difficult to comprehend.
The judge required members of the media to blur out the suspect's face, but because of the serious nature of the crime and because he's being charged as an adult, we are using his name. 16-year-old Onyx Delight faces charges of second-degree murder and first-degree assault. A man was arrested inside his car today in the parking lot of a Zips restaurant in northeast Spokane near the intersection of Market and Euclid. Police say he was armed with a knife and had barricaded himself inside the car. Police closed part of the street while SWAT was called to the scene. The man was detained at around noon and Market Street reopened shortly after. Well, there's now a confirmed case of measles in Spokane County according to the Spokane Regional Health Department. Now, the health district is warning of possible exposure, saying the infected person visited 9 public places in the week before they were infected. The health district says between March 11th and the 19th, the infected person visited the Shadle Park Walmart, Outback Steakhouse and the Black Pearl Casino in the Valley, Frank's Diner on Newport Highway, the Airway Heights Walmart, Five Guys and Applebee's on Newport Highway, and the Chili's and Kaiser Permanente in downtown. Common symptoms of measles include fever, rash, red eyes, and a cough. If you're experiencing any of those symptoms and could have been exposed at one of those locations, the health district is advising you to first reach out to your healthcare provider directly rather than going to a clinic or an emergency room. A full list of exposure dates and times can be found on our website at KXLY.com. All right, we saw blue skies today, but it was on the chillier side. But tomorrow, a little bit warmer. Here's Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker.
I think it'll be noticeably warmer. The combination of temperatures jumping 10 degrees and lighter winds. This was the view today from our station here at 500 West Boone Avenue. Just gorgeous, and those pretty alto cumulus clouds cleared just in time for sunset, and it is crystal clear skies right now, and temperatures are cooling down quickly. We're already at 32 in Pullman, Coeur d'Alene, and Sandpoint, 28 degrees presently in Colville. May have to tweak our overnight lows down just a little bit. Right now, we are 4 degrees cooler than we were at this time yesterday in Spokane, but 9 degrees cooler in Coeur d'Alene and 11 degrees cooler than 24 hours ago in Sandpoint. You're going to feel that. Again, these are our predicted overnight lows based on our current cooling, though we may see some of these numbers a little bit lower than forecast. But in general, it is going to be below freezing when you head out the door tomorrow morning. But with the sunshine, temperatures will jump into the upper 50s and 60s in most locations, including 57 in Coeur d'Alene, 58 tomorrow in Pullman. We'll be in the 60s in Moses Lake, Fritzville, as well as Grand Coulee. Right around the Spokane area, temperatures in the mid-50s to the upper 50s, 58 in Meade, Millwood, Spokane, Spokane Valley, as well as Liberty Lake. Pretty nice start to the weekend. I'll let you know what you can expect for Saturday and Sunday in the 7-day forecast, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. The Seattle Mariners hosted the Cleveland Guardians on opening day today.
Yeah, the M's and Guards colliding for their 6th opening day meeting. M's come off a tremendous 2025 season featuring an AL West title and an ALCS appearance, their best regular season since 2001. Game knotted at zeros in the first inning. Chase DeLauder up second for Cleveland. My goodness. The rookie in his first MLB regular season game knocks in his first career home run, guards up one. Back to Seattle. Welcome to the Emerald City, Brendan Donovan. His first at-bat for the M's ever. He drops a missile into right field. We're tied at 1. Second inning, Dominic Canzone follows up with another dinger, a center field blast to lift the M's up 1-2 away. Now in the 5th, Cleveland right back at it again. Mariano Rocchio battling ninth, delivers a liner to right. That scores 2. Guards taking the lead again. Seattle tries to mount the comeback, but Cleveland puts on that pressure late with another DeLauder homer, and the visitors take game 1 6-4. And Seattle's next game comes, of course, just a day later when they host Cleveland for game 2 of this opening 4-game series. They meet in just 2 series over the season. The next comes in the last weekend of June. First pitch for tomorrow's game at 6:40 p.m. back at T-Mobile Park. And not just our Seattle pro teams, but college sports start to wind down a little bit this time of year, but not so much for spring football. That started today in Pullman. Check out how Washington State saw their debut spring practice under new head coach Kirby Moore. Derek, back to you.
All right, Jack, thank you. While today is opening day for Major League Baseball, the first game actually took place last night in San Francisco, where the Giants hosted the Yankees. It was the first ever Major League game streamed to Netflix. It was also the first game of the regular season to use the so-called robot umpire. The Yankees' Jose Caballero challenged a strike call, triggering the automated ball strike system, or ABS. The computerized system upheld the call. While some welcome the change, arguing games shouldn't be decided by missed calls, others are standing up for the human umpires.
Make the game better. They control the pace of the game. And I just think we can't really forget how important they are, because it's still a human game played by humans.
The Giants may have won the first ABS challenge, but they lost the game 7-0. Well, some changes could be coming to big tech companies after 2 landmark court rulings this week. The decisions held several social media giants responsible for harm caused to young users. Our Natalie Keller tells us more about the rulings and what could come next.
The 2 court rulings come from jury verdicts in California and New Mexico. The jury in California found that Meta and Google's social media platforms contributed to a 20-year-old woman's mental health struggles. The companies will have to pay her $6 million. And the jury in New Mexico said Meta will have to pay $375 million for failing to protect minors from predators.
Did Meta violate the Unfair Practices Act by engaging in an unfair or deceptive trade practice? The jury answers yes.
These decisions are the first of their kind, and they come after years of concern from parents, advocates, lawmakers, and whistleblowers about how social media could hurt kids' mental health.
People within these companies knew that these were, they performed internal studies, and they knew that these were the results to children due to usage of their platform.
Both companies say they plan to appeal the verdicts, but these decisions could offer a precedent for future cases against them. Industry experts say these companies will need to change their practices to stay in business. Other experts say the rulings may push people to rethink how they use social media. Natalie Keller, 4 News Now.
Well, as TSA workers go nearly a month without pay, President Trump saying on Truth Social tonight that he'll sign an executive order instructing DHS Secretary Markwayne Mullin to pay them immediately. This statement coming as the Senate held a test vote tonight to see if a DHS funding bill could be passed, but it failed. And lawmakers are expected to leave for a 2-week spring break tomorrow. Meanwhile, at airports around the nation, TSA workers are calling out sick in record numbers, and security lines are stretching hours long.
It's frustrating, sure, but it doesn't do any good to be angry at anybody or be hateful to anybody, because these people are working without pay.
TSA says it's sending 32 additional officers to Houston's Bush Airport to help ahead of spring break travel, and President Trump has sent ICE agents to 14 airports around the nation to provide assistance. In the war with Iran, President Trump holding his first cabinet meeting today since the war began. He says Iran wants to make a deal to end the war, but Iranian state media is reporting Iran rejected Trump's 15-point peace plan and publicly denies that talks are underway.
Who wouldn't negotiate? They are begging to make a deal. we'll see if we can make the right deal. And if they make the right deal, then the strait will open up. Hormuz Strait will open up.
Meanwhile, Israel is reporting it assassinated the Iranian leader controlling the Strait of Hormuz, but Iran has not confirmed that death. All right, next on Nightside, we're tracking warmer weather in the forecast, plus the return of rain next week. The details when we come back.
Stay up tonight or I'm going to bed.
Don't get butt implants from an unlicensed physician. Daddy learned that the hard way. What?
Plan your day with Matt Gray, only on Good Morning Northwest.
On draft night, plans become reality. The NFL Draft, April 23rd through 25th.
David Muir, the most watched newscast in America. And now, ABC's World News Tonight has won the Emmy for Best Live News Program for the third year in a row.
You know what you want, a career that matters and a path that's real. At Carrington College, you can train to become a medical assistant through hands-on learning and a clinical externship. You'll build the skills healthcare facilities need, from patient care to front office procedures. You won't just study medical assisting, you'll practice it. Finish in as few as 9 months and hit the ground running. Classes are now enrolling in Spokane. Visit carrington.edu.
Chevy trucks are as capable and dependable as the Chevy people who drive them. You probably know one. Your sister. Your buddy. The ones who always show up. They all have that little extra something. And maybe you got it too.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Just announced. Get $8,360 total value on this 2026 Chevy Silverado. Plus, Costco executive members can get a $12.50 members-only incentive.
This season, your refund goes further.
At all Walker's Furniture and Mattress locations. For a limited time, we're giving you a sales tax discount equal to double or triple the sales tax, so you can refresh your space for much less with the tax break you need and the comfort you deserve.
Plus, with no money down, special financing for 5 years, you can save now and pay over time.
This week at Walker's, where quality just costs less.
Dodgers right now are kind of like the Chicago Bulls from the 90s, except they have 3 Michael Jordans and they're all Japanese.
Plus, Charlie Puth wings it and sings it.
Don't vape and don't drink and don't ever smoke crack.
New Kimmel tonight on ABC. 4 News Now. Expect more on air, online, and on the app.
Well, this four-legged friend in Chris's hometown, Idaho Falls, is making a positive impression at a local high school. This is Molly. She's a therapy dog in training who is part of the Idaho Falls Police Department. The 2-year-old golden retriever is paired with a school resource officer. Is she just waiting for some belly rubs before she moves off that floor? She spends the day walking through hallways, stepping in classrooms, and receiving attention from students and staffers. Of course, she gets lots of attention. Molly is continuing her training right now with the goal of becoming a fully certified therapy dog in the future.
We had no therapy dogs at Idaho Falls High School.
Back in your day.
No, we did have a shooting range.
on the campus?
In the basement.
Wow.
It's Idaho.
Yeah.
In the 80s. So, but no therapy dogs. That's nice.
2 different ways of relieving some stress, I guess.
I digress. Yeah. Boy, you can find all kinds of fun ways to relieve stress this weekend. Frosty conditions tomorrow morning, and then it's just all spring for the next few days. Sunny and warmer Friday afternoon. Clouds will increase this weekend, but they're just passing through, filtering the sunshine at times. It's not going to be quite as sunny, but still a very nice weekend, and the rain returns. It will be welcome by then next week, and I'll show you that in just a moment. Our high temperature today, 47 degrees after a chilly morning low of 28. Both temperatures below average. We're heading the other direction, but first, a very cold morning. We will have already warmed into the 30s by 7 o'clock, 32 degrees at 8 a.m. Clear skies as we get into the morning hours. We'll be in the mid-40s by noon. 50s by 2 o'clock, and we'll start to see some of those fair weather altocumulus clouds popping up, and then the clouds will increase a little bit more tomorrow night. That will keep things warmer for Saturday morning. As I mentioned, we're going to see more clouds streaming through. We have to zoom way out to see the players in our weather picture. And we have this area of high pressure that's been meandering about that is bringing up very warm air into the desert Southwest and a good portion even of the Northwest. Not quite making it up to Washington and Montana, but we've got this westerly flow that kept things a little bit cool today. This ridge is going to build just enough tomorrow that we can partake of some of this warmer air, a little bit more of a westerly flow developing for the weekend. That's what's going to bring in the clouds. Meanwhile, they are roasting with record highs and 20-degree above average temperatures further to the south, which may be enjoyable for some, but certainly not what we need going into the growing season and the fire season. Our temperatures will be a little above average for the next 3 days, and then a dip, and that dip does come along with some precipitation. Slight chance late Sunday, but a better chance into Monday. Slight chance Tuesday, and then Wednesday and Thursday, a good chance of some meaningful, beneficial precipitation. In the meantime, enjoy a dry Friday, Saturday, Sunday with a mix of sun and clouds. Light winds tomorrow, too, will make a difference on those temperatures. Love my pick of the night tonight because I am crazy about daffodils, and Sarah Platt captured this beautiful image. Such a lovely shot of this daffodil with the sun illuminating the petals. I love it, Sarah. Thank you so much. Daffodils are a real sign of spring.
This is not a simple once and done type of thing. This is really affects every aspect of someone's life.
Cancer rates among young adults are climbing each year. Meet the local 23-year-old battling Hodgkin's lymphoma and learn how the community is supporting her after the break.
Later tonight on Nightline, the rise in teen gambling really meant for adults. The cool ads making winning look so easy, but can put them at risk for losing everything. Plus, how Iranian American youth are coping with the war.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Truck Month only happens once a year.
So it's gotta be big.
Like available Pro Power on board big.
Protect it with the Ford Security Package big.
There's only one Ford Truck Month.
Deal's so good, we need a bigger door big.
Hurt in a car crash? When you bring your injury case to the advocates, you pay no fee unless we win.
That's right, but that's not all, Ken. They'll have no unanswered questions.
No regrets, no red tape.
No wondering what's happening because we actually talk to our clients.
No phone calls from bill collectors.
No sweet-talking, stonewalling insurance adjusters.
Just the assurance that we'll fight hard for your win.
And no fee until that happens.
Exactly. Injured? You deserve an advocate.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Wow. Awesome. Cool.
Sweet. Nice. Hey! I like your dress.
You look pretty.
No, you look pretty.
No, you look pretty.
No, you...
Right now, you can lease a new 2026 Tacoma for $299 a month. Visit Toyota.com to learn more.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Ever since I was 5 years old, it's been all about football. It's been about running, jumping, blocking, tackling. I have terrible foot issues that prevented me from really having a normal life with my kids. With the good feet, our supports, man, I'm always ready. My kids actually got to enjoy me in the yard more, racing each other, backpedaling, teaching them some things, being a dad.
Try them for yourself with a free arch support fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
Truck Month only happens once a year.
So it's gotta be big.
Like available Pro Power on board big.
Protect it with the Ford Security Package, Big.
There's only one Ford Truck Month.
Deal's so good, we need a bigger door, Big.
4 News Now is brought to you by Skelton's Carpet One, Lewiston.
Welcome back. A cancer diagnosis is tough to receive at any age, but it's especially hard to accept when you have your whole life ahead of you. Recent studies show more young people are being diagnosed with cancer. Diagnoses among 15 to 39-year-olds have risen by 0.3% each year in the last decade. Doctors say there's been a 1 to 2% increase in 14 cancer types among young adults. Last October, 23-year-old Madison Smith went to urgent care to check out a small lump in her armpit.
They got me an ultrasound, which led to a biopsy, which led to cancer diagnosis of Hodgkin's lymphoma.
For the past 5 months, Madison has been coming to the infusion room for chemotherapy. Doctors worry few young adults are equipped financially to handle these diagnoses. Madison's co-workers at the clothing company Off-Road Vixens decided to offer her a helping hand. A portion of the proceeds from this T-shirt will help Madison and her family with the cost of treatment. Her final chemo treatment is scheduled for late April. Well, March is Blood Clot Awareness Month, a time to bring attention to what can be a life-threatening condition. One of the most common causes of blood clots is surgery. And according to the CDC, every year, anywhere between 60 and 100,000 people die of blood clots in the United States. That's why experts say spreading awareness is key. Dr. Christopher Panucci has done research on blood clots for the last 2 decades and says the biggest thing you can do is start the conversation around the condition early.
It allows your provider to identify risk factors that potentially can be taken away or improved upon before surgery. And that's especially relevant in the elective surgery population.
Dr. Panucci says discussing personal and family history with your doctor prior to a procedure is critical. You can find the full list of symptoms and signs on KXLY.com. An organization helping families with sick children is asking for your help. This week, the Ronald McDonald House is hosting its annual Windermere Supply Drive. The Ronald McDonald House offers a home away from home for families with children seeking care at nearby hospitals. Families get to stay for free while often going through incredibly difficult times. The nonprofit is fully funded through donations from the community.
100% comes from individual donations. And so anything that we can do to kind of keep that money towards lights, towards transportation. And so Supply Drive counterbalances that.
Spokane's Ronald McDonald House currently gives over 30 families that home away from home. They're asking people to donate snacks, everyday essentials, and pantry items. You can drop items off at Windermere real estate offices until 3 p.m. on Friday. There's also a drive-through at the Ronald McDonald House on 5th Avenue. You can even donate online. Taxpayers spend millions of dollars cleaning up highway litter across the inland Northwest. And this year, because of our mild winter, the garbage is pretty glaring along I-90, but who's stuck cleaning it all up? Removing thousands of pounds of trash requires teams of paid crews hand-picking through fences and gravel. In Washington, the Department of Transportation teams up with the Department of Ecology to tackle the issue. But in Idaho, resources are stretched thin, with the crews who fix signs and guardrails also tasked with cleaning up trash.
They're paid employees. They work 40 hours a week and full-time seasonal positions. We work with the Department of Transportation.
And we met the crews getting their hands dirty, find out what it will take to keep our roads clean by watching Kirsten O'Connor's special report on KXLY.com. Now for some of the top trending stories in the 4 News Now Story Tracker. Due to the deteriorating conditions on the mountain, Schweitzer has moved its closing date up a week. The ski resort will now close on April 5th. However, it still plans to celebrate its Pass Holder Appreciation Day on April 4th and other spring events. Next, the Seattle Mariners are celebrating 50 years this season. The celebration kicks off on April 17th with Kingdom Fanny Pack Night, and it doesn't end until the weekend of August 7th. All season long, the team's jerseys will include a 50 seasons patch. And a Spokane County judge ruled the Meade School District did not adequately protect students from harm in an incident that resulted in the hazing of a student at a football camp at Eastern Washington University. Meade players alleged they were hazed and even had massage guns applied to their genitals. The incidents were reported to Meade's football coach and principal, but were not quickly addressed despite the district's requirement to do so. The case is heading to a jury trial in May. You can find each of these stories and more at KXLY.com. And on this day, 26 years ago, the Kingdome was demolished just 24 years after it opened. The Kingdome was the first home for many major sports teams in Seattle, including the Seahawks, Mariners, Sonics, and Sounders. The Mariners moved to T-Mobile Park, then called Safeco Field, in 1999. The Seahawks temporarily moved to Husky Stadium in the 99 season as well. Lumen Field was built on the site of the Kingdome and opened in 2002. All right, the Washington State Cougars welcoming back spring football in Pullman today, Jack.
Yep, Cougs are still 163 days away from kicking off their fall season, but today gave a great first look at how the 2026 roster shapes out. We have the latest from the Palouse coming next in sports.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
On draft night, plans become reality. The NFL Draft, April 23rd through 25th.
Friday on 2020.
Stay on the phone with me. Who shot you? I didn't stone broke in that house. No!
Now Friday night, go inside a murder mystery.
At least one person knows exactly what happened.
With the woman who risked everything to catch a killer.
Were you ever concerned that you're sleeping with a killer?
Stranger in the House, 2020, Friday on ABC and stream on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Yolk's Exclusives. Original recipes crafted in-house every day by people who take fresh seriously and sold exclusively at Yolk's Fresh Markets.
This March, we're going crazy on prices at Findlay Downtown Toyota, as we've lowered all prices on our website, so you can score a great deal on a new or used Toyota. Plus, we're offering top dollar for your trade-ins. And we'll buy your vehicle even if you don't buy from us. Nice! I know, right? You can even delay all payments until June 1st. Making it a great time to get your new Toyota today. This week at Findlay.
Findlay Toyota's downtown.
After a car wreck, Big Insurance moves fast to protect themselves, not you.
I called Craigsoft and Associates. They not only fought for me, but treated me fairly every step of the way.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
Hi, I'm Congressman Michael Baumgartner. One of my jobs is to help veterans navigate the VA and to help all of you cut through the red tape at federal agencies, including the VA, Medicare, Social Security, the IRS, and USDA. Remember, I work for you.
Yolk's Exclusives. Original recipes crafted in-house every day by people who take fresh seriously and sold exclusively at Yolk's Fresh Markets.
Washington State began their month-long spring football slate this morning, set and ready to jumpstart the offseason with the 2026 roster at least a little more settled. The Cougs have a mixed bag of returners and newcomers, less turnover than the mass of last season, and lots of consistency in the skill positions. One of the key returners is wide receiver Tony Freeman, entering the portal and then announcing his return to Pullman, now one of the leaders on both special teams and the wide receiver corps. He spoke this morning about his decision to come back to play for the Cougs.
I'll just say this always been home to me. They took a chance on me coming out of JUCO, and ultimately I just love it here, and everybody that's around this program and this community means a lot to me, and I always feel supported, and I feel each other like, you know, they wanted me here, so that was just the ultimate thing.
Freeman and the Cougs now look ahead to the rest of their very busy late March and April schedule. More on the Cougs. Next practice Saturday in Pasco, just a half-hour drive from Moore's hometown of Prosser. Then the Cougs go to Union Stadium, north of Spokane, for practice on April 4th. Seattle Reign playing at One Spokane Stadium later that evening. And Wazoo's grand finale to spring ball is the annual Crimson and Gray game. That's Martin Stadium on April 25th. Start time still determined. And sticking with the Cougs, moving to basketball, 3-year basketball vet Parker Garrett's announced his intent to enter the transfer portal. Sophomore guard was the final remaining member of the 2024 NCAA tournament team, albeit a redshirt that year, and he leaves after averaging roughly 10 minutes per game over the past couple seasons. Garrett is the 4th Coug planning to enter the portal, joining Amelia Yalaho, Case Wynot, and Emmanuel Ugbo. Portal officially opens right after the national championship on April 7th. Spokane Velocity unveiled today the Lilac Kit. How about this? Their away kit for this season. The design has a faded purple and white layout of Spokane Falls, evergreen trees, all the bridges all over downtown, matching pretty well with the existing City Lights kit. That's black with the nice pavilion lights. That's their primary for home matches. These kits are not yet available for public purchase, but will be announced soon after the kit makes its on-field debut in tomorrow's match at the Charlotte Independence. Seattle Mariners fell tonight 6-4 to the Cleveland Guardians, a loss to start the season off at 0-1. Cal Raleigh and Julio Rodriguez combined for 0-for-7 from the plate, 6 strikeouts. But M's newbie Brendan Donovan knocked the first leadoff homer in Mariners opening day history. Seattle now has back-to-back opening day losses after 7 straight wins. But given how last season ended a playoff bid, division title, and ALCS appearance, it's an awfully long season.
Monty, a tough angle, he scores! Hey, hey, what do you say?
How about that for a statement ending for the Seattle Kraken? Brandon Montour with the overtime winner for the Kraken over the Tampa Bay Lightning. And what a night it was. 4-3 win after blowing a 3-1 lead, almost an exact reverse from Seattle's comeback and shootout loss to Florida. That was their last game out. Kraken snapped a 4-game losing streak with this win and now look to carry it over into the next game at the Buffalo Sabres Saturday at 2:30 p.m. So we had football, baseball, basketball, soccer, hockey, all on tap today, and that is pretty unbelievable given you don't really get it too often. Maybe October you get a bunch, but not very often now.
Hey, actually, pretty big win for the Kraken, right? Because Tampa's a good team.
Yes, that's pretty monumental for them, especially on, 6 games in a row on the road, all the way out on the East Coast, minus that Edmonton to end it. That's a tough stretch for them.
Really fighting for one of those playoff spots. All right, we'll be right back.
Was betrayed. What happens when the person you love turns out not to be who you think they are?
My marriage ended with a 911 call.
The tape is blood-curdling.
This is betrayal.
Premieres Sunday on ABC and stream on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's a March flooring sale. This week at Windsor Plywood.
It's time to shop. Shop for wood.
Shop where the contractors go to get warehouse pricing on hundreds of exotic new looks. From water-resistant laminate flooring to plank flooring with wider plank options that look like natural hardwoods. Windsor Plywood has a variety of fun items to give your home, office, or cabin a new look for the new year.
Windsor Plywood.
Resilience. At Shriners Children's, we're leaders in pediatric sports medicine. With expertise in sprains, tears, fractures, and other sports-related injuries. We're here to deliver the best care in the business and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. Because every great comeback starts with a game plan for empowering the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
This season, your refund goes further.
At all Walker's Furniture and Mattress locations. For a limited time, we're giving you a sales tax discount equal to double or triple the sales tax, so you can refresh your space for much less with the tax break you need and the comfort you deserve.
Plus, with no money down, special financing for 5 years, you can save now and pay over time.
This week at Walker's, where quality just costs less.
Style or substance. Somehow it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Or get this low mileage lease on this Sierra Elevation for around $399 per month.
See your local GMC dealer. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
All right, check this out. At Camden Yards in Baltimore, a 109-year-old veteran threw out the ceremonial first pitch for the Orioles home opener. Not bad there. Arthur Green says he's a lifelong fan of the team. He served in both World War II and the Korean War. There can't be too many of them left, right? He was escorted onto the field wearing a custom-made jersey from the team. Good for him.
Oh, that's great. Straight as an arrow. 56 tomorrow with sunshine, partly sunny Saturday, mostly sunny Sunday, and then there's showers on the way next week.
All right. Chris, thank you so much. And yeah, even though the Mariners lost today, Jackie, it's just great to have baseball back.
It's one of those things where if you lose, it's like, that wasn't fun. But then you have 161 more games to enjoy. So it's
long
okay.
season.
Do we get Kirby tomorrow, George Kirby?
That is correct. We do.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Thanks so much for being with us. We hope to see you tomorrow as well. Take care.